Let's do an example. In this video, we'll be solving linear equations. In the previous video, we introduced you to example 1 of linear equations. So now let's do example 2. We have 2 minus x over 3x plus 1. Now if x was a third, then the denominator would be equivalent to 3 times a third, which is equal to 1. And then the additional 1 would make it a positive 2 on the base, and that would be fine. However, if it was a negative third, issues come in, but we'll get to that. So, if x was a negative third, then you'd have 3 times a negative third gives you a negative 1. Now, a negative 1 plus 1 gives you 0, and a denominator cannot be equal to 0 for real numbers, because it actually gives you an unreal number. So, take very good note of this. You will actually get an answer, but it's a non-real answer. Okay? So if somebody says to you, no, you cannot divide by naught, they are lying, but theoretically, at this stage of your education, you are not supposed to use 0. So we call these answers imaginary answers, and we represent them by using an I. But don't worry about this yet, just keep it in your head that you cannot divide by naught as a rule. Then that's a rule for real numbers. So you'll only get into this if you take math further into university. Alright, so let's move forward. Let's say 2 minus x over 3x plus 1 is equal to 2. So we say x cannot equal negative 1 over 3. It's kind of imperative that you do this. It just shows the teacher that you actually understand really well about what's going on. A lot of people won't actually do this. So I've just moved that across. Now let's look at this. We've got to do what we do on the left, we do to the right. So I'm multiplying by the base on the left and by the base on the right. And that gives me 2 minus x equal to 2 times 3x plus 1. Let's multiply that in, and we are left with 2 minus x equal to 6x plus 2. Next step, we like to group our like terms. So if we've got 6x as a big number on the right, let's keep the x's on the right. Let's take the minus x across, it changes to a plus x. Take the blue 2 on the right, we take it across to the left, it becomes a minus 2. Now we have 0 is equal to 7x. Divide both sides by 7, because what you do to the left, you do to the right. What we say is, 0 can always be divided by 7, so it's not an issue. And any number can divide into 0. 0 just cannot divide any number to keep a real answer, as you can see as I'm writing over here. So, if you divide by 0, it's always going to be imaginary. X is equal to 0, easy game.